pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great, roll call number 3, Diane.
Mr. Douglas.
Here.
Mr. Barber.
Here.
Mr. Irwin.
Here.
Mr. Langley.
Here.
Supervisor Mr. McDonald.
Here.
We have our attorney, Mr. Favreau. We have our water superintendent, or sewer water superintendent, or whatever, Courtney. Michael Farrell, our highway department. Mr. Gwinnett, our zoning officer. Mr. Gillette, our dog control officer. Ms. Barber, our confidential secretary to the board, and Mr. and Mrs. Bax. Or Mr. and Mrs. Mr. and Mrs. And Mr. Ryan. And Mr. Ryan.
Welcome on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I seen you take that over last meeting from Jim. Go for it, Diane.
Why don't you give her
Go
a
for it.
raise,
Buddy gave her it. She has it.
She got
Now we
it.
have to mix up Bob and Dave and everyone else.
By the way, Diane, it's not sewer anymore, it's water resource recovery.
And we have
That's the
Mr.
correct term.
in charge of water resource recovery. New title.
Got about 10 titles for you.
That's the new term for sewer.
I'm not going to use that one, it's too long.
Okay. Okay, number 4, we need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of July 8th, 2019. Jim Langley made the motion. Second by, we're gonna give it to Mel. Second by Mel. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All 5 ayes, Diane. Great, to number 5, community inputs. I believe John Ryan had something to ask or say or something.
Washington Street.
John Ryan, Washington Street's,
Washington Street update, I was just wondering what the latest is on the various issues there.
yeah, everything, as we know, the town, we're all on board, we're all set. That's been set since last month. They're gonna shoot for a CO shortly for for basically a long driveway for right now until they get the stuff they have to get done for the town. And then Mike will take over and we will accept the road once the stuff they have to get done, but they're in agreement of doing it all. We met with Army Corps engineer today for 2.5 hours up there, me, Mel, Bob, Dean, a bunch of people, the Army Corps engineers, people that we didn't meet until today. That one, good. They gotta make a donation for something, but I'm not getting into that. That's nothing to do with the town itself. So, but they're in agreement of that. Everything went good.
What was the issue with the Army Corps of Engineers, basically?
That there was a permit that was filed that was withdrew, that they never had any permits to do what they did. So, that's 100% is what was said to them. Was they had application in to do it, then they withdrew it and never filed. So basically, they didn't have permits to do what they did, but there's agreements of what they have talked to today to keep it moving forward.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm feeling any a little bit more other than getting into
They
every
got a lot of
detail.
ducks to get lined up before they can proceed.
They have to have a completed application, they have to have an application submitted with the court. But also, Randy, what should be mentioned is the bond. They're still gonna post a bond
Once.
for the town, they have to post a bond for the required work that needs to be done for the road to be accepted.
Have you agreed on the road width and stuff?
Yeah, we're all set. We're all set with what it is. We're gonna move forward, move along with it, John, the way it is. They do have to put the top coat on, Mike, right? The top coat. They gotta do some stuff on the sides of the sidewalks. They gotta do the turnaround up on top of the hill. But they can get the CO for the house before all that's done, except we won't accept it. And they know this because of the meetings we've had.
You want to accept the road until they comply with
Absolutely.
it? So,
Yeah, but they can get the CO and the dealies could move in eventually, before we accept the road. Yes, it would be considered one-lane driveway. They would have to plow if it's not done in our satisfaction until before winter. Yep.
Okay. Main Street project, you're talking about sidewalks and stuff. Is there any update on that?
Nope, Adele was sending it off. In the meantime, before last meeting, I got a hold of Adele, I talked to Adele, I sent emails. I called the place up in Saranac Lake. They were honest with me, straightforward, saying that they do not feel that they could meet what we were gonna have done with them. So I told Adele, let's not go back out to bid. I talked to the owner of the company, it's a lady up in Saranac Lake. And so she was shooting for, we're gonna send it off to the people for see what we can do down Hayworth Village.
So that was the company that met the diversity requirements?
Yes.
And they are not interested in the job?
They said there's not enough money. They said and I told them, I said, be honest with me. Is there enough money in the thing? Or are you guys gonna rebid it? And they said there's not enough money. We'd be honest with you, and they're so busy right now, it's nuts. So they would never meet when we'd have to spend it anyways.
Okay. How's the concert I haven't attended. How's the concert attendance this year?
They've been very good.
I mean, last night it was light, that was a band switch involved.
There was a band switch involved because somebody,
Yeah.
But overall, it's been good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been, okay, thank you.
okay. Anyone else? If not, we're gonna move on. Number 6, resolution discussion. I need a motion and a second to reappoint Jeremiah Cross for sole assessor. Jeremiah's been doing a great job, as you all know, if you know him. Rick made the motion.
Second.
Second, we need a resolution, Diane, and then we can discussion if we need.
A resolution authorizing the appointment of Jeremiah Cross as appointed assessor for a 6-year term of office beginning October 1st, 2019. Whereas the real property tax law 310 states that the term of office for sole assessor is a 6-year appointment which starts on October 1st, 2019 and ending on September 31st, 2025. Whereas the town board has reviewed the qualifications and performance of the proposed replacement appointed assessor, Jeremiah Cross, considers his reappointment to be of great benefit to the town of Peru. Therefore, be it resolved that Jeremiah Cross is reappointed as the assessor for the town of Peru for a term beginning October 1st, 2019 and ending September 30th, 2025.
Any discussion?
Just a question of clarification, he has in here that the 3-year contract for the county takes precedence. So that's our contract with the county is a 3-year.
Usually it runs every 3, right, or 6?
4, I think. But there's a remaining 3 years.
So it's a remaining 3 years in there.
Right.
Expires September.
So I think that means if the county
Next
wants
6
to
years.
move them, they can move them. I said, I think that means the county, if they want to move him and replace him with somebody else,
Okay,
they can.
yeah.
And it's at their discretion, I believe.
So his contract with the county allows them to add or subtract.
He actually works with them.
Excuse me, he actually works for who?
The county.
He works for the
Right,
county.
that's what I thought.
He's in different towns, different days. Anything else?
That's what they did with Tim, when they took him, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, they kind of have now the opportunity to place them wherever they want. I mean, they would give us somebody else, but, you know, kind of really try to do it.
There you go. Roll call.
Mr. Garber?
Yes.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
Mr. Langley?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes. Okay, 5 yeses. Number 7, I need a motion and a second to declare highway equipment as a surplus and put up for auction. Mike, what do you have?
We got the 1998 International. That was a spare truck. Well, it was a spare truck. The first line truck after the accident last year. That's got a sander that's been welded on. This box of ride is something we bought from Town Newcomb a few years ago to get us by for a spare truck. And then I got a spare bucket for the 644. And with your permission, I'll do the same thing I did before, advertise them on Auction International and let it see what it goes, the truck. 15,000 is probably somewhere in there you're probably gonna get, you know, maybe a little more.
How many miles are on the truck?
100 some thousand, I can't tell you right off.
That's the one like where if we don't like the price, we don't have to sell. Is that the one?
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
So,
The new village truck was, I can do that later for the damn one. Here's the Charlie Boys, I did stop and see the cabin chassis and they oversee my son in Burlington. Hasn't gone to Tenco yet, the other truck was being built. It's been about 3 weeks, they thought 2 weeks and it would be there. They just want to dig them together, and that way when they get to put the controls in, they send both drivers over together in one trip to get where they want the controls for the sander and stuff, so, and the switches, so just make one trip that way, so. And they're still thinking September, October, we should see them.
so it's a 1998 International, you said?
Yeah.
And you're hoping to get 15,000 plus?
Yeah, we'll put a minimum on it.
Have we looked up on, see what it,
That's what the last two it went for, you know, that age. You know, it's pretty well used up. It's
Trucks
solid.
with
Solid.
writing on.
What's that?
Trucks come in with the writing already done. Writing on them all done already.
We took the town crew off it already. Is that what you're asking?
No, the new ones.
New one.
No, there's nothing on them yet.
So that's an addition.
Yeah, the box not on it or any of that.
so matter at hand we're doing is we need to do a motion and a second if we all agree.
What's the bucket?
What's that?
The bucket.
They had bought, I don't know why, they bought a 644, a new bucket. And they never put it on. When I took over, it sat there for a couple of years, I didn't even know what was up there, it was buried in the rocks. So why did we spend money on this and not put it on? So we ended up, we put the new one on, and then the other one's been sitting there, but, towns used to have 644s, but, you know, they're 20-some years old now, so towns don't have. Look, and just try to find another town now. You could use it that way, you can sell it that way too, but I can't find it. Put it out there, somebody, small mom and pop pit somewhere, somebody will have a 644.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's still in decent shape, you know, the salt is definitely took the life of it, but it'll get somebody 4 or 5 years out of it probably. And I have more here, but that's where, that's,
Okay, so I got a motion from Jim Langley to put out for surplus. And like you said, if we don't like the price, we don't have to accept it when we get to the end if it's not enough, we don't feel. So I got a motion from Jim Langley. Rick got a second. Any more discussion on it? And like I said, we put out, we don't like our price, we don't sell.
Yeah.
We can discuss it at the meeting, you know, next meeting, if it's closer by then, to sell it or not sell it at the price we have.
yeah.
So motion and second. All in favor? Aye. All 5 ayes. Okay, number 8. Moving right along. Resolution, discussion, set a date for the public hearing on Dasna Road zoning change. Matt looked it over, Bob got maps in front of us. We need to set a public hearing for, we're looking at, I believe it was August, the second meeting in August 26th. So I need a motion and a second for the resolution to set that public hearing for August 26th. Jim Douglas made the motion.
I'll second.
No second. We're going to set it for 6:45, just before our other meeting of the last meeting of the month of August 26th. So 6:45.
Just in case somebody from the public comes, maybe a half hour. before,
Okay, let's do 6:30.
Just in
We
case,
change that.
because otherwise it looks like we're kind of,
Yep.
and it is a zoning change, so.
6:30. 6:30. We have a motion and a second, and if we need any more discussion, we can in a minute. We have the resolution read. August 26th, correct?
If I can, Randy, that's gonna give us time to send it down to the county, following our amendment rules, we gotta send it down to the county for 239 M. So,
You think that'd give us enough time, a month?
Oh, yeah, because they'll have it on for their, what's that, yes, they'll have the time for their August meeting.
Diane, will advertise it, we have plenty of time for
Got
that.
10 days, has to be 10 days to be
Yep.
there, yep.
2:39 a.m.
Yeah, it's the general municipal law, 239 M, the county planning board has a review.
Okay, so I got a motion, a second resolution.
Resolution setting a public hearing amending the zoning map of the town of Peru pursuant to section 801 of the town zoning ordinance, New York Municipal Home Rule Law, section 10, and New York Town Law, section 261. Whereas pursuant to section 801 of the zoning law, town of Peru, the zoning map may be amended, supplemented, or repealed from time to time by the town board of the town of Peru on its own motion, and whereas the town board wishes to amend the zoning map as recommended by the town planning board and the town zoning board of appeals, for specifically amending 4 parcels from commercial to residential as more clearly depicted on a map dated June 11th, 2019, attached hereto, and now therefore be it resolved by the town board of the town of Peru that a public hearing on the above proposed zoning map amendment is hereby set for August 26, 2019 at 6:30 p.m. This resolution shall take effect immediately and shall be dated July 22nd, 2019.
Any more discussion on it? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
Mr. Langley?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes. Okay, so we have a public hearing on August 26th, 6:30, before our next, or 2 meetings from now. Moving right along, we're going to get to number 9, dog control of surrendering municipalities. Dave wanted this on here because we're doing a lot of other towns' work, and he's continuing doing other towns' work. And we know when we get another town to help us, like Beavertown did over the beginning of the spring, they charged us $300-400, at least 400 something it was. So we got to try to figure this out. We probably have to get Matt involved to figure out how we can start doing this with the gas and this time and everything else that Dave's got to go out because other dog control officers are working full-time jobs during the time that they're really needed. So, you want to speak on this, Dave, right now, or you want to wait until later, bud?
We're making money on it. Well, we've had 3 in the last 2 weeks. One out of Chesterfield, which is in Essex County. I got called at 11:30 at night because they couldn't get a hold of their. I went, I didn't have to, but I went. The guy got stupid with me and I told him, you better have a trooper when I get there. I took the dog in. We got the money for him. A couple of days ago, I got 2 more in from the town of Plattsburgh. Couldn't get a hold of that dog control officer. These people brought him down. Elmore won't take him unless the dog control officer signs him in. All as long as they were down in Peru when I signed them in, they were cruise dogs. We got the money for that. From what, January 1st, I've taken in 24 dogs. 13 of them we've had redeemed. $1,175 is coming back to Peru, including the 3 that weren't even our area. But I went to Chesterfield and I finally got the paperwork done on that. And I said, you get your dog control officer to push the issue because I'm not going to go after this person. It's not my area. Well, we're taking the money for the dog being here. Within 2 days after the dog was redeemed, it was back at Elmore. So they cut him loose again. I didn't go get him this time. I don't know what they're going to do with him. The thing is that we get charged that much money from Beavertown for coming out here and tranquilizing a dog for me because I couldn't catch him. He was mean. And I go and do these things for you people. But we should get something from these towns. Every time I don't have to do this. I got to have it to do it.
Set an hourly rate plus your mileage.
Elmore can't take a dog in from anybody unless it's somebody coming in to surrender their own dogs. They have to go. They call me all the time. And I go down and I do the DL-18, get them in, but we get the money for them. If the dog is redeemed, we get the money for them. It comes to Peru.
I had talked with Dave quite a few times, and that's why we had said that we should have like a flat rate, $100 if he has to leave. I mean, you know, Beavertown, they didn't mind charging us $400. I mean, send all the towns out, and if Dave gets called, I mean, town of Plattsburgh, when they can't get a hold of him, it's just Dave's time. We paid the mileage and everything, so
I didn't charge any mileage.
no, I know you didn't, but I mean, that's right.
And the thing is, like I was just talking to Matt about that, I could send a letter out to all the supervisors, stating that we were gonna, we're gonna have a flat fee of, a certain amount, if this continue to happen. But the problem is we gotta make sure we go through, like if the supervisor calls or one of the workers calls, that they're gonna have this knowledge that, hey, we're gonna charge this rate, because, if it's a resident or something like that, that would be kind of like not informing the people that are gonna be paying this.
Half these guys that are doing this job like I got, don't know what the hell laws are. They had no right to go in this person's home and take this dog out of there, which was a rental property. The landlord went in and took it. I told him, you didn't have the right to go in there unless you got the permission from that lady to go in there, and you had to go in with a trooper. He had a trooper with him, but it doesn't count. I said, they can deal with you. This is out of my area. I want to take your dog. This is it.
We can discuss this a little bit more. I can ask Matt exactly how to make sure we word it the right way. I mean, just basically, but we have to make sure it ain't like a resident calling though, because it's not informing the town itself.
Well, I'm concerned that we'll make it too easy for them to just call Dave, too.
Yeah. So we gotta figure out something on this.
Flat
Oh,
rate.
it's a good buy, we'll just call Dave for that one.
I know,
I gotta have an
because
answer.
it's a harder case or something.
I don't know if a flat rate, I mean, if Dave gets tied up in something where he's got, he gets tied up a couple hours, he needs to be compensated for it. Maybe a rate per hour plus some mileage and break it separate.
We could, Beavertown broke it up that way. They broke it up that way.
I wasn't aware that they charged you for that guy coming out here. And he had to shoot the dog twice. He
Yeah.
missed him the first time.
And I can completely understand the tranquilizer and a little bit of gas, but it was $150 overtime, $150. And my question would be, what I do see, Mr. Dwyer, is the 150, I mean, is this, the town gets it, or did he really get it for overtime? I'm not sure,
I'll know better next time. I'll figure out how to take care of it myself.
No, you did the right thing.
Somebody was gonna get hurt, the dog had to go.
Why he was in the garage trapped that he couldn't get over.
It didn't do any good. When he hit him with the first shot, he came right at me. He used the wrong poundage. I thought they sent Rambo out here when I got to look at it.
But we can come up with what's fair and then let Matt look at it and see, like Mel said, maybe charge it per hour and the mileage for sure, and then per hour. But then again, it might make it too easy, like Jim's saying too, it might make it too easy for them just like, oh, you did it when they have problems. Unless we make it where it ain't affordable or it's not favorable.
It's these people that don't pick up their dogs after I pick them up. After 7 days, Elmore gets them. They get them all cleaned up, and they adopt them out, they make money on these dogs. Well, out of the 24, they made money on 13 or 11 of them that were never redeemed. They were just dogs that were, well, like the one that picked up with the puppies. Nobody ever cleaned that dog. They made money on the 4 puppies.
The one thing to figure out too though is Dave's being called as the Peru Town Dog Control Officer and driving to Beacontown or Shea Z and there's an accident or a problem or somebody gets hurt. This is the town that's going to get sued. So, I mean, that's the only thing I worry about is Dave does a great job, that's why he goes out a lot, but this town is the one that's on the hook if there's ever a problem. When you're performing a service as the Peru Dog Control Officer for a different municipality, you certainly take on that risk. Even if you're getting compensated a couple $100 plus mileage, is it worth it to this town to take on that potential risk if something were to happen?
Could that be written into a contract to cover that?
It could be, but then it's one of those things like, you have a contract with Beacontown, but you don't with Shea Z, and a resident from Shea Z calls, and Dave's not sure where what county he's actually going to, whether there's a line there. The other two, we probably want to talk to our insurance carrier and say, this is the situation we're running into, what would you do with what kind of coverage would there be? Is he only covered if he's working in the town of Peru? Those are probably things we want to answer before we put anything in writing to anybody else about a fee or, I think putting it in writing to make it seem like, hey, he's available for this if we want him. I think Mr. Langley's point is pretty good on that. So I think, call the insurance company, just get an idea of explaining to them what the potential issue is and see what their feedback is first, and then we'll figure out if we want, what you want to do, or if anything.
Okay. Let's get a lot more information, obviously, before we jump.
I'm not bitching about having to go to these places. It's just,
No, but it's not fair though, Dave, at the same time. And it's not, I mean, we do get the redaction fee on them when they get claimed, but if they don't get claimed or anything, then we don't get anything, we lose money. But let's look into it more and we will continue on. Cool. Okay. Number 10. Court roof, civics for bid. Do we wanna put exactly all this on paper that we wanna put out for, everyone can just bid on it, or how do we wanna do this? I only had one person say they were going to give me a quote, and they did. I've talked to 2 or 3 or 4 other people, they were gonna give me a quote, they did not. So, where are we at on this? I mean, I know I have one bid, and I've talked to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, and there is a hand, go for it.
What's the dollar value we have, or necessary to go out to bid?
If it's over 10,000, right, is it over 10? Then we have to have 3 bids. I think it's over 10,000, you gotta have 3 bids. But, we can, I mean, I made, and we all have made fair attempt to get 3 bids. I mean, I've talked to people, I've called people, Mel's called people, Ricky's called people, Jim Lane.
But we haven't advertised.
Advertising.
That could be the key too, you know, Randy, because that guy that you give me his name that was doing the ARC ones, his name before.
Ron Hoyt.
Huh?
Friday, while I was off, Ron Hoyt came
Yes.
in, and they put his card to Atlas Roofing shingle specs, but he didn't give a price or anything,
No.
and I guess said to call.
Okay, so basically, let's put it out to bid.
Let's advertise it for construction sometime in like October, when it's cooler. But we don't have threat of winter.
It's gotta get
We already
done.
have on the state portion, like Courtney had said, it's already get the materials that we want installed, and then we're just bidding for the labor.
Okay.
They don't make that much money on the labor, that's the problem.
What's that?
They don't make that much money on the labor, that's what the problem is.
Well, they're gonna make money on this job because it'll be prevailing
Prevailing
wage.
wages,
So,
it'd be prevailing wages, so they make double what they. Okay. So let's actually, we got a motion a second to put out the bid. But like we said, we can put it out just for the labor. We will buy our own materials at Lowe's, of what we want. You know, and I'm thinking this goes with 50-year shingles, which makes sense to me. Okay. That makes sense to everyone? Yeah. Okay, so I need a motion and a second to put out the bid for labor only in mid to late October.
I'll make the motion.
Jim made the motion? Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we will get the papers together, put it out to bid for labor only for the courthouse, and we will get prices.
And we can mark it in the ad that this is a prevailing wage job.
Yep, absolutely.
That's in, you know, kind of
Yeah,
a drawing card.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I know one of them is gonna definitely quote it, no matter what, so. But at least we know we got someone that's gonna quote it and get it done this year. He could get it done in a couple weeks, so at least we know we're gonna get at least one bid. Okay, so that's that. And Courtney, if you wanna get together with me, and we get, I got how much we need, which is nice from the person I
Do
quoted
we
it.
want to do rain and ice shield all the way up, or do we want to just do it 4 foot up and then tar paper, or?
You almost have to wait till you get your person who's gonna do it, and what kind of job he wants to do.
I got a list, and I can talk to the one that's quoted. It's the only one right now. I mean, I'm saying someone else ain't gonna come through with after
We
this
don't know
bid.
if we need
but-
drip edge, or?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna need your.
Oh, yeah.
It's all got them on.
But I mean, every carpenter's got a different set of values that he uses.
Like Jim said, if you're gonna use isomod for the whole roof, you're gonna use just before putting that entire thing.
But in this thing though, because of labor, how much has gotta come up and down, we're gonna have to make sure that they know that, you know, this is what we're going to have.
I'll be honest with you, with all the valleys that are on that little roof, it would be smart to put the ice and water barrier over the whole roof. For the little bit of
The only problem with that is that if you're getting 50-year shingle, you won't get 50 years out of it, but when you come back afterwards, to take it on.
Yeah,
Then you're gonna take-
yeah. Well, they
You're the
have,
lucky guy to scrape those.
Yeah, if you
they have the other stuff out there. There's stuff now equivalent to it. There's that one membrane, it's just,
so it's not so bad.
no, it's changed. It's, Jeff is using that one material.
They're gonna have to figure out.
Yeah, it's not as sticky like the grease. And let me
Oh
think
my
about
God,
that.
that's,
In case there is flags out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Kirby went up and looked at it when you were there, everything looks good, but, you know, we don't know, and it could be only a couple sheets of plywood. I mean, it could be a couple sheets, I mean, Jim Kirby looked up in there, and I mean, he's done construction work, and he said none of them look bad at all. I mean, not saying that we couldn't get up there and have a couple spongy, but, you know, a couple sheets of plywood, you gotta, you know, it's us buying those materials, so we just have to buy it if we get into it. You got a motion second, any more discussion on it? All in favor? Aye. Okay. Number 11, sewer collection project update, Courtney. Other than
We had our
our
workshop, so everybody was pretty much brought up to speed on that. I did request a meeting on site a couple days after that, just to discuss some of the front crew hardware and different things. I met with Natasha and Rob. They're looking at moving the line away from crew hardware a little bit. I believe they did bring the lot up more on Maiden Lane, and I'm waiting to talk to Don Swain about using the road that he wanted in there in an easement for his lot 2 in the back for the driveway for now. Other than that, there might be a meeting this Wednesday during the day at the wastewater plant to go over some of that stuff and to discuss some more on that project. And they might have some rendering drawings of some actual lift stations and fencing and different things. If there is a meeting, I'll send them an email out or message you guys, let you know if somebody wants to comment. If somebody can't make it, wants to see the drawings, I'll bring them by. And they did provide me with drawings showing where they're gonna go out of people's houses to change the sewer lines to the front, so I just gotta make it out. Residents on Elm Street now, so show them a specific drawing for their house. Yeah.
Anything else on it? Number 12, already down to other business. Rick. Jim. Yeah.
I'm good. Just wanted to make sure Daryl said a big thank you to Daryl for filling in for you.
Yep.
Anything else? Courtney. Go ahead.
I did talk to Peter Gibbs, so we got a little bit of good news on basketball culvert. That originally was going to be a 10 by 6. The hydraulic study has come back. It's come back good. It's now going to be 10 wide but 3 high. I did run over, so I text John Connell, and that's what I figured. See if he would give me 10 minutes just to run up there today. Well, he drove 215 miles to get here. He told him he had the paperwork pretty well done. If he just wanted to save a trip. He said, send the paperwork in. He said, no, drive back up. That's what you're dealing with him. But I was shocked. I didn't expect a 10 by 3, but that's good news. That'll save quite a bit of thing. But I was hoping John would go up there and could speed this whole process up to try to beat the weather out there. Obviously, we're not done.
You want to bring up this? About your chips?
Oh, we did get the
You want it here?
extreme winter? No,
I know what it is.
So that added another 32,000. So we got like 387,000 paid. We're gonna start, we were just finishing all the stables up. And, the screed went in the back of the paver, and anybody that crossed it, it's embarrassing, but it's one of the things that broke. Daryl worked on it today, he did get it going, but feel bad for all stable, they had to bring Fuller in to finish it, and now he's gotta go over it with another inch and a half, just to cover up, because it's so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty rippling.
Yeah, it just, I mean, within 5 feet, it went up about that far, and just, you know, there was an electrical problem in there somewhere. Daryl took the book home this weekend and he got studied. And sure enough, he found it. It was just corrosion in one of those hydraulic boxes that control it. And we went through it all. We've been working fine. We got, said when we do our own, set them down today. We got 2 loads to try it from the top. Work. So hopefully, knock on wood, it'll go. That other issue where we spent all the money, I'm sure it's in that sack of those truck. When I filed a complaint, we did get $2,026 back for the turbo and some labor because that turbo went within 2 years. So they had to make a call and we got a hold of Cummins. Cummins made it, went good for it. So we got some, but it's still a big bill. It still was $17,000 and something. That's basically all I got.
Yeah, like the total with the extreme winter was 387,202.68 total for chips.
And that was a rollover, because we favored last 2 years.
Yeah. The rollover was 203.76. Anything else?
No.
Bob?
We have 7 applications for the August planning board meeting. Yeah, 7. And there's a couple of them have to be reviewed by Peter Gibbs' firm. So we're certainly going to utilize that law, or we'll get reimbursed for all that. Friday, have a meeting with Mark Nickerson, and I think probably Peter too, at 10 o'clock here, just to go over some of the they have some information they have to send back to the applicants. They just want to go over some stuff with me. So we got
Busy. Dave? Good? Pam? Anything else? I'm good. Yeah. Number 13, discussion, public comment on agenda items only.
You said something about 140,000 on the rollover. Is that the insurance that we got, or?
It's chips. Chips money.
I thought that was 187. I'm confused.
What's that?
There was 187 mentioned, and then 140.
No, it's total. The total money we're going to be getting is 387,202.68 total. That includes the extreme winter, the chips, the paved New York, but the rollover of that 387 was 140,000.
40,000. The paver broke last fall, so time we got it, the plant was full, so we rolled.
So we
over.
rolled.
Oh, okay. Little.
Not a rollover, like turnover. Yeah.
Okay.
Not with winter. Okay.
Wasn't able to attend the sewer workshop there. Was there anything earth shaking in that meeting? Was it just technical stuff, or?
Pretty much just technical stuff on some of the design. Probably the biggest decision was we decided to abandon the line in the backyards in Elm Street and move everybody out to the front row, to the new line out front.
The main reason for doing that was?
Just the condition of the line in the back, it wasn't worth slip lining.
Yeah, with the cameras, Gorney knows more than anyone, and it's up and down.
Yeah, there's too many sags in it, in the line.
So that means
So
you
it
have to
doesn't
tear
make-
up the street or the sidewalk, or what?
The street.
The street.
Which we were planning on putting a new bigger line out front to carry the upper half, and we were considering leaving those few houses on the lower half on that back line and just slip lining it, but due to the condition of it.
So the street will be torn up for the new line, and then
Yes.
Mike will pave it soon thereafter? Or?
It's gonna be on the other side of the sidewalk, not the sidewalk side. It's gonna be the other side. We talked about that at the meeting, to make sure it's the other side. The sidewalks obviously is expensive.
Right.
It's the other side.
But the street will be torn up, so it'll have to be repaved.
Right.
Deepen down.
So it's gonna be rough. How long will it be rough?
We don't know.
Pardon me?
Don't know.
Don't know. Okay.
Kind of early for that,
Yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
discussions still,
Right, okay.
meetings.
Okay.
Anything else? Anyone else?
I just wanted to, I guess it has to do with zoning, but there was an article in the paper today about Ross's Point combining their zoning and planning boards to speed things up. I don't know whether it has any pluses or minuses, but I know they cited what we do. Somebody applies for something in May or June and they don't get approved until September or October. That happens here quite often, it seems. And they were concerned about people having to wait too long for this whole process. So I don't know if it makes any sense, but that's what's happening out there.
Yeah, they went to a 1 7-member board instead of 2 boards.
Yep.
And it's easier to get volunteers for those boards too.
Right.
And we see how it works up there. Well, I'm not sure. See how it works. Anything else? Okay. We need a motion and a second to approve the bills.
Make it.
Jeremy Douglas. Second. Jeremy Langley. Resolution.
Resolution authorizing the post audit payment of certain claims billed and invoices to the town, whereas the town board has reviewed and audited the following claims billed and invoices for services rendered and goods provided to the town in July 2019. From town approved vouchers in July 2019, 2019009003, through and including 2019000962, abstract dated 7/22/2019. The dollar amount totaling $194,444.90. Of that, $42,765.72 is wired, credit cards, and prepaid, and $151,679.18 is remaining to be paid. And whereas the town board finds said claims bills invoices to be acceptable in form and reasonable amount, now therefore be it resolved that payment of the aforementioned claims, bills, and invoices is approved, and the supervisor being hereby is authorized to make such payment, and be further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
Mr. Langman?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes. Okay. Right down to it. I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Make that motion.
Jim Langley?
Second.
Rick? All in favor?
Aye.